We're covering stories that matter to you, including worldwide. And here at home, how are your neighbors reacting to the Middle East conflict? Neighborhood News reporter Suzanne Stevens has a story. And new Harbor Bridge updates, including some upcoming road closures you need to know about. Chrisic News at 5 starts right now. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Clara Benitez Cortez. We begin with world news. Iran answered Saturday's airstrikes with an attack of its own today, firing missiles at U.S. forces in Qatar. President Trump had warned Iran not to retaliate. We have news from Washington.
Video obtained by CNN shows a barrage of missiles lighting up the sky in Doha, Qatar, as Iran responds to airstrikes from the U.S. and Israel. A U.S. defense official tells CNN that there are no reports of U.S. casualties caused by the short-range and medium-range ballistic missiles fired by Iran. It's the latest salvo in the ongoing Middle East conflict between Iran and Israel. Early Monday morning, the Israeli military launched attacks on Tehran, including the entrance of Iran's notorious Evin prison. This comes after weekend strikes by the United States on Iranian nuclear sites.
There has been a direct kinetic impact. Internally, we cannot judge. But of course, one cannot exclude that there is significant damage there.
The White House Monday reiterated the claim that the U.S., quote, totally obliterated the nuclear sites. However, the UN's nuclear watchdog agency says it's unable to confirm the whereabouts of Iran's stockpile of near-weapons-grade nuclear material.
Obviously, if they moved enriched uranium, that is something that we are going to have to evaluate and address.
President Donald Trump alluded to the possibility of regime change in Iran on social media Sunday, writing, quote, if the current Iranian regime is unable to make Iran great again, why wouldn't there be a regime change? However, Monday, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said regime change was not the motivation for Sunday's strikes.
The president was just simply raising a question that I think many people around the world are asking.
And tensions between the U.S. and Iran aren't just playing out overseas. Some South Texans say they've already are feeling the impact. Gas prices in Corpus Christi are up nearly 25 cents this week, now averaging around $2.83 a gallon. Senior reporter Suzanne Stevens caught up with some neighbors on their thoughts at the pumps.
Are gas prices going to go up because of gas, of that? Or
Maybe.
we're going to have a hard time finding some?
I'm watching gas prices spike from, $2.20 and all the way to $3 back to $79. Man, that's what everybody seems to be talking about is, oh my God, Iran, they're bombing and this, that, and the third. I'm just trying to make it from day to day.
Over at the port of Corpus Christi, the Coast Guard says there's no specific threat, but security remains a high priority. Doing random inspections, checking everyone's IDs, and staying in close coordination with port police and federal agencies. And the U.S. Supreme Court is preparing to release some final opinions this week. The pending rulings could have profound implications for the Trump administration, the First Amendment, and millions of Americans. The outstanding cases include major decisions on birthright citizenship, LGBTQ books in schools, Planned Parenthood funding, access to porn sites, and more. The court is expected to release opinions this Thursday. And Senate Bill 3, the legislation aimed at banning THC and hemp products statewide, has been vetoed by Governor Greg Abbott. The bill, backed heavily by Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, was stopped by the governor just an hour before the deadline to do so. Abbott called the bill well-intentioned, but said it would leave existing abuses of the law unaddressed. Neighborhood News reporter Adam Beam has been following Senate Bill 3 since March and caught up with one local business owner grateful for the governor's decision.
Oh, so thankful. So thankful. We're local residents. We go to school here. We have kids. So just very thankful. Very, very thankful.
Senate Bill 3 will now be discussed in a special session of the Texas legislature scheduled for July 21st. And TxDOT has debunked social media posts about a supposed crack under the new Harbor Bridge. A statement sent to Chris 6 News last night says there was no crack. The statement says Flatiron Dragados launched an investigation last Thursday. They used specialized cameras inside the bridge segment and exterior drone shots to examine a drainage hole on the South Approach Bridge. They determined paint was peeling from the hole last week, so crews set up scaffolding to address this. TxDOT says this was purely a cosmetic issue. The repainting is complete, and they assure the public that the new bridge is structurally safe. And drivers need to plan for overnight road work tonight ahead of the Harbor Bridge opening this weekend. Crews will be installing permanent overhead signs and will continue through early Wednesday morning. On Monday night, southbound I-37 will have reduced lanes from 9 p.m. until 6 a.m. from Lawrence Drive to Port Avenue. Tuesday night brings a full ramp closures from 9 p.m. until 6 a.m. The connector from southbound I-37 to southbound 286 will be closed. Portable signs will help guide drivers through the detours. And summer is off to a sizzle. The National Weather Service says people from the Midwest to the East Coast will face dangerously high temperatures through at least Thursday. High temperatures across the plains, Midwest, Mid-Atlantic, and Northeast are expected to hit at least 15 degrees above normal. Dozens of cities could also break heat records over the next few days. Now let's check in with meteorologist Stephanie Lauber, who joins us from the Weather Center. Stephanie, will we be seeing some scorching temperatures here in the Coastal Bend, or is this average for this time of year?
You know, heat is in the eye of the beholder, I guess. You know, the heat wave that is happening, that's called a heat dome. We always have fun phrases for weather, right? That of which is happening along the East Coast, we're right on the cusp of that. So places like Boston expected to hit temperatures such as 100 degrees actual air temperature. They can't handle that as easily as we do, but our temperatures are going to be pretty close to where they normally are for this time of the year. I'm showing you the bird's eye view of clouds out over the Texas coast, and you may notice that little counterclockwise spin of clouds right smack dab in the middle of the Gulf. That is not any kind of tropical trouble, but it could be a sign that rain could be coming to our forecast before long. So if anything, that could help temper the heat for sure. But aside from some fair weather little cumulus clouds out there, we don't have much to write home about in the forecast as of right now, but there are some changes on the way to tell you about, and a lot of it has to do with the heat, the humidity, and the rain. I'll give you a full rundown of what to expect for the next 7 days coming up in just a few minutes.
Stephanie, thank you. And hundreds of neighbors gathered and wrote today in honor of 43-year-old Timothy Raska, a beloved friend and motorcyclist in the Coastal Bend. The 43-year-old was killed in a traffic accident 2 weeks ago. Raska was an Army veteran and president of the Band of Brothers Veterans Motorcycle Club. Club members and other fellow bikers gathered in Sinton for his funeral service. They escorted the hearse, carrying him as it left the funeral home in Sinton. Timothy Raska was lovingly known as Check. Today's memorial ride was called Fill the Highway for Check.
This is going to be a hard day, but he would be so proud. He would love this. He never could have imagined that this would all be for him.
The motorcycle caravan escorted Timothy Raska from Sinton to the Coastal Bend State Veterans Cemetery, where he was laid to rest. And police still don't know what caused the accident that claimed Timothy's life. It happened at 2:32 a.m. on Monday, June 9th on NPID near Bear Lane. A white vehicle may have been involved, and police want to speak to the driver. You're urged to call Crime Stoppers at 361-888-TIPS if you have any information. And still ahead on Chris 6 News at 5, as temperatures rise and summer heats up, some medications don't mix well with the heat. We'll show you which ones so you stay safe.
You're watching Chris 6, part of the Scripps News Group.
Welcome back. More savings are coming to your neighborhood. The old Party City is being replaced with a Dollar Tree. Chris 6 spotted signs earlier today at the storefront. We'll keep you updated on this new development. And drivers in Rockport, listen up. Expect some road closures this week as TxDOT repaves State Highway 35. This will impact Broadway Street to the Campano Bay Bridge. Work will continue until Saturday from 7 a.m. until 8 p.m. Message boards are posted up from Holiday Beach to south of Broadway Street intersection. This is to remind you of the upcoming construction. The project is expected to wrap up in about 2 weeks.
And with the tensions in the Middle East, as well as a potential closure of the Strait of Hormuz, which takes in 20% of the world's oil supplies, and now more than ever, I'm tracking those gas prices around the country as well as right here in the Coastal Bend. Deep teas, I've seen some increases in the local prices, but let's start off with what Gas Buddy has for our national average, $3.19. That's actually the same, no changes since Friday, although that average may go up after price changes are expected today. As for the Lone Star State, we're sitting at $2.84. That's actually only up by 1 cent since Friday. Again, though, we may not see that price change until tomorrow. Here for Corpus Christi, though, third place goes to Walmart on Flower Bluff, $2.83. Second place goes to the Stripes on Saratoga and Staples, $2.71. And then first place spot, the cheapest that I was able to find according to Gas Buddy, as of Monday morning, $2.70. But here is where we're seeing the big price changes, right here. For Portland, Murphy USA near the Walmart is cheapest. I was able to find $2.67. And hey folks, that is actually about a 47-cent average when it comes to Portland prices, increase just as of Friday. So if you can fill up now. If you're heading on out to the island though, you'd be paying a little bit less than you did as of Friday. Valero on SPID and Whitecap, as well as the one on 361 and Piper, that's sitting at $2.82. Again, if you can find any cheaper prices than the ones that I have listed, might be worthwhile stopping and filling up, and especially because we may see prices increase dramatically over the coming days.
All right, here's a view of all the busy bees up on SPID right now. We've got the usual trouble spots, being a bit busy, but not anything out of the ordinary, so at least that's a plus for Monday. Let's take you to those roadways right now and show you what's going on. Of course, a bit slow in Corpus Christi proper, so let's take you to some of those slowdowns. SPID and the Crosstown Expressway, that's a busy spot right there. Expect some delays if you're heading onto SPID. Alameda, where some of that construction is happening, is slowing things down, as well as the interchange at Staples, SPID, all along Saratoga at all the intersections and on Rodfield. So as you head out, make sure you stay safe and you drive safe. Your forecast is next. Hey there, look at the beautiful cloudscape we have here, if we can call it that. I almost said landscape. Whataburger Field looks great too, but I think for me the clouds steal the show. We see a lot of these puffy white cumulus clouds bubbling up in the sky. It's a sign that we have some moisture in the air, but it's only been over the past hour that they've gotten this tall. They were real squished and short earlier today because we've got dry air above us. Now, that may seem counterintuitive because it feels nice and muggy here at the ground level, and we're definitely feeling the heat with our temperatures topping out in those middle 90s, now starting to come back down a lot of our neighborhoods, still in those lower 90s. Visibility is good across the board with just a couple of those clouds out there and even a little bit of a breeze to help. It's coming from that warm and humid east-southeast direction, so let's factor in that humidity to the actual temperature in your neighborhood. The feels like temperature here in yellow gives us an idea of how that humidity affects your body's interpretation of the temperature out there. So while it's 88 degrees in Port A and NAS Corpus Christi, it feels like two different temperatures. Feels like 100 on the dot in Port A, 101 in the Bluff at NAS Corpus Christi. Feels even hotter at the airport, 93 degrees right now. And that's coming down from our hotter afternoon high temperature in the middle 90s. Still feels like 102 out there. 91 in Robstown and Alice, as well as Falfurrias. Those are all feeling close to 100 degrees. And George West, 95 right now, feeling like 103. Something that helps us understand how much water's in the air around us is the dew point temperature. That's how we can understand how much space pretty much has been taken up in the air by all the water droplets. So right now we're looking at dew points in those oppressive 70s in the early morning hours. Our temperatures look very close to these numbers, and it tells you we've just action-packed the air around us for that air you can wear feeling. That will continue on this week, and we might even put that feels like temperature, that humidity, to good use. As we've seen earlier today, those feels like temperatures in the triple digits, those will be back again tomorrow, but we might even introduce an opportunity for some rainfall in the mix. Tonight, we're looking at those clouds sticking around, a mix of sun and clouds until sunset, then Clouds and stars, temperatures dropping to around the lower 80s by midnight. We'll still have a bit of a gentle breeze. That helps us out because tomorrow morning, as our temperatures cool down to the middle 70s, that's about where those dew points are going to be. And we could see some patchy fog, especially for the inland neighborhoods, if we get cool enough out there and if these winds become light enough. Right now, with a little bit of a breeze expected to be around 3 to 5 miles per hour, that could help keep the wind shaking and moving so we don't have any patchy fog settling in place to make for bigger problems tomorrow, but might be a good idea to give yourself a few extra minutes. Now the rain forecast looks better for Tuesday. Not monumental, but it does look better. We have a better shot of rain as we go through the late morning hours and start to heat up, maybe a passing shower. But I think during the afternoon, neighborhoods that are closest to the coast will have a good chance at seeing an afternoon shower, maybe a rumble of thunder. And that does include our more northern and inland neighborhoods too. Places like Beeville, George West could see an evening shower depending on what cooks up as we head on into the evening time frame. But we continue to have daily rain chances on into the weekend. I think our better chances will be Wednesday into Thursday. Then we kind of get a break before another round of upper level wrinkles give us another opportunity for rainfall. So here's a look at the next 7 days.
Somebody, thank you. And as the summer heat continues to rise, so does the risk of getting sick. Mandy Gaither shows us why the heat and some of your medications don't always mix.
High temperatures, heat, and humidity can all affect the body, but some medications can pose an added danger.
People are doing their errands, they're overheated, they don't feel well, and they can get really heat exhausted pretty quickly. Meds can have a significant impact.
The CDC says some medications interfere with the body's ability to regulate temperature, making it harder to cool down and increases sun sensitivity to the skin. Some medicine can also make a person more vulnerable to the heat by affecting the body's hydration, says Dr. Jesse Bracamonte with Mayo Clinic.
In some cases, if you're not hydrating, in certain meds can make you feel lightheaded and dizzy and nauseated. So it's really important to stay hydrated.
The CDC says medications that don't mix well with the heat include anticholinergics, some antidepressants and antipsychotics, antihistamines, beta blockers, diuretics, antibiotics, and antifungals. The heat can also degrade or damage some medications, including insulin, inhalers, and EpiPens. Bracamonte says to make sure they're being stored properly.
You don't want to leave any medications in the heat.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
And coming up, how Gregory kids are spending their summer at the park and how you can get involved.
So we're officially in our first full week of summer, and in the small city of Gregory, kids have something special to look forward to while school's out. I'm Michelle Hoffman with a look.
We're very proud of Gregory. Citizens are very happy to live here, and we just need to show it out.
Sylvia Ochoa is a proud longtime resident of Gregory. Over a decade ago, she found GIVE, short for Gregory Independent Volunteer Establishment.
GIVE's mission statement is to have activities in our community to lift its morale.
And this summer, that mission continues with a long-standing tradition at Our Children's Park.
This is the only park we have in our community.
GIVE is hosting Summer in the Park, a free event for children from kindergarten through 5th grade.
Their parents can come and drop them off or stay with them at the park. And we have activities, sport activities, crafts. Mr. Kippy is going to be one of our special guests.
The event runs through Tuesday, June 24th through Friday, June 27th from 5 to 8 p.m. each evening. Ochoa says the event wouldn't be possible without the support of volunteers and the Gregory community.
We're just want to encourage our children that we care for them.
No pre-registration is required, and Ochoa says families can simply show up and join the fun. From the studio, I'm Michelle Hoffman, Chris 6 News.
Well, stay with us on Chris 6 News at 5. We have one final check of the weather after this.
You're watching Chris 6, part of the Scripps News Group.
Well, welcome back. Take a look at this. Here are some newly released images of space, and they are taken from the largest camera ever built. They're from the Vera C. Rubin Observatory, based in a Chilean mountaintop. The test images offer an unprecedented look at light from millions of stars and galaxies. Wow, that's beautiful. They come from about 10 hours of observation. Its mission is to create a time-lapse record of the universe over a period of 10 years. Well, Steph, that's kind of cool.
That is very cool.
I would love to just put that on my, I don't know, somewhere in my home.
We have a book that is of different images from the galaxy, and let me tell you, it's hard to pick a page. So we're like, all right, remember to turn the page. So neither one of us does. But we have a lot of great views here on Earth, though, and hopefully some of them will include some raindrops. We're hoping for increasing rain chances heading into Thursday. Then it looks like we might get a little break with more spotty rain chances heading on into the weekend. So I wouldn't say a weekend plan ruiner just yet, but something to keep an eye on.
All righty. Well, Stephanie, thank you. And we'll see more of you at 6 o'clock.
Yep.
Have a good one.